Lunch Roundtable for today, May 23rd, 2013.
Living in the past, unless you live in the future.
My name is Jason.
I am Mish.
Mish is here as well. This is the weekly show where we talk about technology. That can be your computer, that could be your tablet, your phone, your Xbox. We actually have a story on the new Xbox that is being released by Microsoft. And what it can and cannot do.
They are not me at all.
But we also go over the latest technology news. Our subject or topic for this week, we try to do a different topic for each week. But we do welcome your calls for anything on any subject.
Well, hopefully technology related.
Make it interesting.
How do you make the best cookie? Well,
read the label behind the Nestle Toll House chocolate chip bag.
Sure.
As the infamous Friends episode portrayed.
Yeah. Friends.
Yeah, you don't know what that means, right?
Well, it was a stupid show. Actually, out of all the they had the Seinfeld, which was a show about nothing, and then Friends. They're pretty much shows about nothing.
Pretty much.
People lose their lives because they didn't do anything, regular. That nobody helped anybody else. Stay in their little cloister. Whatever.
I think that was our whole point.
Yeah.
Especially Seinfeld. Anyhow, our subject for this week, or topic, is disaster recovery. We actually have talked about this in the way past, but just considering all the natural disasters going on lately, figured it's about time to review it and show you what needs to be done, how to create what is a disaster recovery plan, how to create one, and how to even test it out, and how to use it to recover from a disaster. So those are our topics for today. Start off with the news, which I actually have not opened up on my computer.
I did, because I had it a few seconds.
So this is what you call filler data, filler space.
I'll go with the first one.
You hear the weatherman talk to the news anchor for an extra 30 seconds about what he wore the day before. You know the sports guy ain't ready.
Okay, first article is Microsoft is reading Skype messages. So run a Google search on Skype encryption, and the chances are first that you'll get is a Skype encryption assurance. That's the one that says all Skype-to-Skype voice, video, and instant message conversations are encrypted. This protects you from potential eavesdropping by malicious users. It certainly sounds like the Skype communications are safe from prying eyes, ears, doesn't it? Well, maybe not. Actually, according to Dan Goodwin of Ars Technica, Microsoft-owned Skype regularly scans messages for signs of fraud, and company managers may log the results indefinitely. Wow. So basically, nothing secure on Skype either. So, yay.
Well, we kind of knew that was
coming.
We kind of knew it was going on anyways. At least they're admitting it this time.
This is true.
Next item, another note on Microsoft. Microsoft did unveil the latest generation of the Xbox, which people had rumored thought it was going to be the 720. Of course, that's the takeoff of the first one, which was the Xbox 360. But this one's going to be called Xbox One,
which is so stupid.
Let's see, from a hardware standpoint, everything is a little more powerful. It's not much. Oops, page is reloading on me. Thank you.
Think you use that?
Not much is radically different, however. Wow, this page is taking a long time to load. Anyhow, from the 360, it is similar to Sony's PlayStation 4, that it has a custom-built 8-core CPU, 8 gigabytes of RAM, 500 gigabyte hard drive.
Which is actually kind of small.
It is small. USB 3.0. That's, of course, to plug in various
accoutrements.
Yep. And Wi-Fi is built in, and it actually does include a Blu-ray drive. It did receive some cosmetic changes to its exterior. It has more precise joysticks, and that joystick no longer has a removable battery. Whereas before you could.
Yes.
Basically, the console itself is more practical looking, and it's more like just a black box, like a Blu-ray player or VCR even.
Yeah, it's just a stylized Blu-ray player.
Exactly. So it's not slim, but it's not curvature or anything like that.
And it looks like the what's it called? Kinect is part of it now too.
Kinect is part of it. In fact, the Kinect has an upgrade where it actually will be able to detect subtle things like your balance and even heart rate.
That's great. So when your heart rate's raising up, it's like 400 beats per minute, and you're about to die, and it's like, okay, calling ambulance.
There you go. Maybe we'll call it for you.
Yeah.
It does listen to voice commands and gestures to go through all your entertainment options.
I'm sure it's going to be getting one gesture a lot.
Mm-hmm. They are going to offer TV and movies through its own system, integrating everything into more of an entertainment scenario.
Mm-hmm.
They did demo a new feature borrowed from the Windows 8 Snap Mode. With Snap Mode, users can dedicate part of the screen to a widget delivering additional information. One such example would be bringing up a player's stats in this widget while a basketball game played out in the main screen. And of course, with TV screens being so large now, you do have room for the additional.
But you have to move your head from one side of the room to the other side of the room.
Maybe you can get somebody else to do it for you.
Well, that is what we're going to.
The Kinect is able to function as a 1080p Skype camera.
Wow.
When is it going to play the newest game? Call of Duty.
Of course.
It's called Ghosts. Will be an Xbox exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to see where it's expected to come out. They did not provide specifics about the launch date, only saying that it will be released later this year. Nor did they announce a price. I believe the PS4 is supposed to be announced this year as well, too.
Yeah, it's just be coming out, yeah. So, should be interesting. I mean, I'm not getting one. I'm not getting either because they're a waste of time, money, and, well, sanity. And plus, it'll probably crap out just like 360.
Probably.
Stupid Microsoft can't make hardware. I agree because they're mice below. Microsoft wireless mice have the range of 2 millimeters?
Yeah.
You gotta get Logitech all the way, man. Logitech. And they don't even pay me because I love them.
Oh, when are you guys going out?
Tuesday.
Okay, good.
Okay. Last one before we take a break is Apple fixes 41 iTunes security flaws. Some more than a year old. Yes, it makes you feel better about yourself. Feel better about that your iTunes and your OS X and Windows and all that secure when there's a vulnerability that's a year old that somebody can take access to your and have all full access to your computer. Yeah. Apple sucks.
In news that who cares?
Okay, who cares?
J-Lo's new gig apparently is with the Verizon retailer. Jennifer Lopez has found a new gig. She's basically going to be the majority shareholder and chief creative mind behind a new line of Verizon wireless retail stores. Her company, called Viva Mobile, is working with Verizon to launch a chain of cell phone stores targeted to the Latino population. Verizon and Lopez announced the partnership Wednesday. As Latinos, we do things differently, including how we shop for wireless devices.
I'm not going to comment.
Neither am I. Next story. Let's see, we have that one.
You want to do the Bitcoin one?
You can do the Bitcoin one.
Okay. Bitcoin, more powerful than fastest supercomputers. Basically, Bitcoin is the new, I guess you could call it new, currency. It's an online currency. It's basically a serial number, but it's a read-only serial number. So you can't like copy them, because once it gets copied, it gets destroyed from the original source. But apparently, the 500 most powerful supercomputers create them, and basically it keeps the system running. But 1 Bitcoin to a record high of $266 in April. Wow, back to around $122 today, which was today. Because I'm looking. But it's an interesting way to have online currency. The only downfall, and this is actually where they wanted to take the U.S. dollar and all most currencies and make it most electronic so that they can control the money supply easier. Because that's the problem many banks have, is that cash, well, they can't watch where it goes, and they can't say, well, there's $200 million over here, $200 million there, because you could have $200 million in your under your mattress, and they wouldn't know about it. They can't. So they actually want to put trackers and all that kind of stuff. So this is another way that they want to control and watch what you're doing.
And that brings up the next last news story, is that the this is actually from last week. Bitcoin exchange Mt. Gox, G-O-X, landed in the Fed's crosshairs a couple weeks ago. U.S. law enforcement officials cracked down this was 2 weeks ago on the Bitcoin economy's biggest exchange, which is Mt. Gox, accusing its operator of running a money transmitting business without the proper license and freezing several of its key financial accounts. So it's definitely in the crosshairs of the Fed, and I think they're definitely going to crack down more and more about it. Mt. Gox does handle about 66% of all the currency conversions for Bitcoin. It started when the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, of course, obtained a warrant to seize the contents of Mt. Gox's account with Dwolla, a payment processing network based in Des Moines, Iowa. Dwolla is one of the key services used by Tokyo-based Mt. Gox to let its American customers convert U.S. dollars into Bitcoins or vice versa. The company did stop processing transactions to and from Mt. Gox's account after it did receive the warrant and tried to distance itself from the dispute, but they still came in and did that. So here's our news for now. We'll be right back after this break, where we'll start our topic about disaster recovery.
Email is critical for business. In fact, it's revolutionized the way we conduct business. But when it's not working or optimized, it causes major problems. Did you know that 1/3 of in-house email outages last more than 24 hours? Many businesses say sales numbers are impacted after only 1 hour without email. And today's workforces are more virtual than ever, requiring instant access to email, up-to-date calendars, contacts, and tasks from anywhere at any time. But not all email is worth your time. It's estimated that more than 80% of email is spam. So the question is, are you managing your email, or is your email managing you?
Call the Computer Tamers at 860-456-1310 or visit thecomputertamers.com.
Do you have a small business? Do you have a hobby that you want to share with others? You need your own website. It's not as complicated as you think. A website is much, much more than having a simple Facebook page. You don't own or control what you post on Facebook. Did you know that? With your own website, you control and maintain your own content. It's all yours. We here at Stone Mountain Consultants can help you from the start in creating your own space on the information superhighway. We can help you create your own domain, start up your website. We can even help you maintain it. Call Stone Mountain Consultants at 276-664-1476 or check out our website at smc.io. Again, that's 276-664-1476 or check out our website at smc.io. We'll be more than happy to help.
Hey, we're back here on this fine Thursday afternoon, Tech Lunch Roundtable.
Yep.
Jason and Mish are here talking tech. Our first part of the show, we've gone over our tech news for the day.
Mm-hmm.
And our topic for this week is disaster recovery. Our weekly poll has been put up. Today's weekly poll is, of course, do you have a disaster recovery plan? So after you listen to the show, why don't you go over to our website, which actually I didn't go over earlier in the show.
You didn't?
I didn't do housekeeping.
Housekeeping? It's so messy in here.
Our website is smc.io. That's short for Stone Mountain Consultants, which of course is who we are.
Yep.
StoneMountainConsultants.com or smc.io. On our website, you have links to not just our weekly poll, which we ask you to go out and check. Question for this week is, do you have a disaster recovery plan? You can answer that. Just kind of get an idea of what people are doing out there. Hopefully after the show you will start creating one.
Yep.
But also on our website are links to our social media pages such as Facebook and Twitter and Google+, YouTube. The YouTube one in particular is if you subscribe to our YouTube channel, you will be emailed links to the show once we upload it to YouTube, and of course you can listen to it anytime you want. So it just kind of makes it a little easier to do that. We also do another show every Sunday morning, which is the Tech Club on the Republic Broadcasting Network. We also upload that to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of earlier in the morning.
That's a morning one. That's a waking up and, hey, people are online.
Exactly. So you can certainly check that out as well, and ask you to subscribe to that.
Mm-hmm.
Our contact information is on the website as well. Email. Our email address, of course, is help@smc.io. Or you can phone us. If you do have any questions on our show, you can more than welcome to pop in and give us a holler. I think we says the number up on the screen.
I don't. You don't. 818-739-8894.
That's 818-739-8894.
Yes.
Trying to add our video to our webpage. But again, our topic is disaster recovery. So what is disaster recovery?
Well, it actually is the disaster recovery or a DRP, disaster recovery plan, is basically an umbrella term for any time that the stuff has hit the fan and things aren't working.
And that stuff could be really anything. It could be something as simple as
Power outage.
Somebody hits a pole down the road, knocks out the power to your street for a whole day. And what are you going to do if you can't go to work for a whole day? You still need to run your business.
Go to the local spirit shop and start drinking.
Or it could be something a little more significant, a tornado, a hurricane.
There's been a few of those tornadoes recently that's been doing a lot of damage.
Absolutely.
EMP, solar flare, apocalypse, stuff.
So it's really anything that can cause your business. This is really directed to businesses But even home users can have a disaster recovery plan for their data, because a lot of folks have, or actually will run their business out of their home. But even if they don't, they might have pictures, data on their computer they want to keep.
Exactly.
And while obviously it's not going to be, and probably shouldn't be, your most important thing to remember in a disaster like a tornado or anything, but afterwards, after basically the dust is settled, you're going to wish you had some sort of recovery plan in place.
Yeah, so you can actually start rebuilding, or what do we do now that Main Street's now ash?
So again, this is for folks who have disaster is really anything that can affect your business or keep your business from running, whether it's for a day, a week, or even a few months.
Yep. So like really what people usually think of, at least in the main things, are like hardware, like network servers, desktops, laptops. The actual connectivity between the things. So like, do you have internet? No. Well, you might want to think of a backup or something else like that. Like our internet here is currently through Usenet, which, by the way, I'm not endorsing at all. They blow and they're a ripoff. Put that in your pipe, stuff it. We are going to get a secondary one as a backup just in case it goes down. Because if you don't have internet, and say you do transactions online, how are you going to do those transactions online if you don't have a connection? And barring that, how do you say that you have no connections online, but you can still do business? Say you're a sandwich shop, and you can still take, you're still, your freezer's working, but you have no connection to take payments, like from a credit card. Well, can you take a credit card manually? Or, you'll have one of those old swipers back from the early 90s, late 80s, where you go chinka. Yes, which they still work, actually. You send them in and you get them. You get paid and whatnot. It's not like next day, it's in your account, but it works. Other things you need to be think about is the actual software applications that you're running. So like, say you have QuickBooks, or let's say Office, and all these different programs. Do you have backup copies in case they need to be reinstalled? Or because a lot of people are like, oh, I got that disk somewhere, I think it's at home, and then they don't know where their software that is crucial for their business to run is. You should have backups of your installation software, backups of your activations, your registration numbers, because when the poo-poo hits the fan, say the poo-poo hitting the fan is not like it's something outside, but your actual computer crashes. You got the new computer, you have your backup of data, which we'll be talking about in a second, but you don't have the software anymore. Well, you have to go out, buy the new software, install it. So it cost money. Whereas if you had a good filing system and a good backup of your your software, and you wouldn't have to go out and buy it.
Right. So one of the first things you want to do is create, in a business, it's called Disaster Recovery Plan, or DRP. Basically, it's just a review of what you need for your business to run. So that's a computer, 2 computers, telephone, a cell phone, one of each, the software that you use, like you're saying, QuickBooks. You have your own dedicated software for your business.
Do you know how to fix it if it melts down?
But anything else, even hardware, if a printer, a fax machine, a scanner. So first you need to figure out what you're going to need, what you need to run your business now.
Yes.
And we're not talking all the extra bells and whistles,
Basically, what's necessary for your business to run, in the old days of ships and whatnot. Skeleton crews. Basically, what needs to be done, who needs to be there, what needs to be done. So it's just to make things get by until you can actually bring in the money or do your service, what you need to do.
So once you have figured out, written down on a sheet of paper, what you really need to have your business function, do you need 2 phone lines? Do you need, stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Then you need to figure out what you're going to do in the event that, there's a couple ways you can do this, but one of the ways is if you can't physically get to your place of business,
Mm-hmm.
or if your data is lost. One of the more common ways is, one of the more common ones, the best one to do is if you can't get to your business due to whatever reason, flooding,
Mm-hmm.
storm damage,
Mm-hmm.
where you can operate elsewhere. It can be a friend's house, it can be a friend's business. So you want to basically spec that out beforehand. And we're not talking 2 days before the anticipated storm, we're talking months and months before.
Yes.
And for example, in the location, always choose a location that's an opposite, kind of like the opposite in the town. You're not going to want to choose a business that's on the same street as you, because they're most likely going to be affected just as you are.
Mm-hmm.
You want to do something like on the other end of town. Once you have that spec'd out, then you can figure out how you're going to handle your phones, your computers, your
connectivity and all that kind of stuff.
right. A lot of what's nowadays is relatively easier is a lot of these phones, smartphones have, where you can buy them separately, these MiFi devices or personal hotspot devices.
Mm-hmm.
These personal hotspot devices will create, as long as you have cell phone service, will create a localized internet connection. And then that way you'll be able to have internet. If you run your business on the internet, which a lot of folks do.
Yeah, that's pretty much where people do all their stuff.
You'll be able to have internet there. It'll be a little slow, but at least you'll have internet.
Yes.
And then you're going to figure out how you do your phone service. And we've actually talked about this in a couple different shows, one being the cloud. One way you can do this is if you have basically a VoIP service, voice over IP, you'll be able to move your phone service anywhere there's internet. So that's convenient if you can't get to your business. You just go online and access your phone basically there. People can still leave messages.
Exactly. Or you could do even like a call forwarding kind of thing where if you have access, you can dial your own number and you can, welcome to the messaging service. Would you like us to forward your call to a new number? Yes, please.
Exactly. We also, where was I going to go there with that?
Sorry, I interrupted you. I derailed you. I'm a derailer.
We had talking about.
You were talking about smartphones.
Yes, you'll be able to create a personal hotspot utility, and you may want to buy. You could buy one,
Mm-hmm.
just not have it available or turned on until it happens.
We got one. It's totally useless because we have no service here, but you never know.
And when we get back from our break, we'll continue discussing what you need to do and how to recover from it. And we also have a couple links from either Wikipedia and even FEMA, and that explains what an IT disaster recovery plan is. And I'm posting that on our site, actually, as we speak.
Yes. FEMA, because they care about stuff, not you.
Yeah.
Did you know that each year 1 in 10 laptops are lost or stolen? 1 in 4 computers suffer data loss. And 7 in 10 firms with major data loss go under. Never risk your critical data files on undependable manual backups or inferior data storage solutions. Face it, data loss is a fact of life. It's not if you're going to lose your data, it's when. Protect your business with the most secure and reliable backup solution available. The single most valuable business insurance you can buy is just a click or a phone call away. Call Stone Mountain Consultants at 276-664-1476 or check out their website at smc.io. That's smc.io.
Do you enjoy our radio shows?
Help us stay on the air.
Right now, both Mish and Jaison pay for this show out of their own pockets.
If you would like to help bring our helpful shows, please consider donating or sponsoring us.
Help keep our internet broadcast running. Go on over to our website at www.smc.io and click the donate button, or email us at help@smc.io to sponsor.
Again, that's www.smc.io.
Raise your hand, your techno hand. Bob your head if you understand that we're on a move, a techno move. Show the world your techno groove. Technology.
Okay, bagel? Check. Coffee? Oh yeah, check. Hey, did the Sox win last night? Let's see. Oh, come on. This thing is so slow. This is just ridiculous.
Tired of your computer wasting your valuable time? Then it's time to get it tamed from the Stone Mountain Consultants. They can remote right in and get it up to speed. Call them at 276-664-1476 or visit their website at smc.io.
And welcome back here on Thursday afternoon, May 23rd, 2013. This is, of course, the Tech Lunch Roundtable here on Blog Talk Radio. My name is Jason.
I'm Mish.
And Mish is right here.
Somewhere in cyberspace, I am.
Smooth Listening Radio.
Light FM.
Our topic for this week is disaster recovery.
Disaster recovery. Nice. So disaster recovery, we've been talking about, software and stuff like that. But we should probably talk about your data. How do you, because, hey, you got QuickBooks, but your company file is non-existent because you didn't back up. How do you get it back?
How do you get it back?
Do you have a business? Do you have anything? Because it should be backed up. It's the 3-2-1 rule. 3 backups, 2 different media, 1 off-site. And that could be with Aunt Mary in her attic. Could be one of the off-sites. But basically, your backup for your data should be one of two. Actually, there's two things. Just the data, and also image-based backup, which is basically a copy of everything that's on your computer, operating system and all. The reason why you would want just the data backup, say you did a defrag of your computer and for some odd reason your stupid Access database, is broken. True fact. This actually happened. Somebody. You don't need to restore the whole computer. You just need that one data file that got messed up. Whereas, say, your hard drive crashed. Bye-bye. Everything is on it is gone. Then you need your image backup because the more... Actually, there, I had sent to Jason, and he put it up on the thing, about disaster recovery plan. They actually have a little illustration on the amount of time. If it takes a certain amount of time to get something working, you are losing money or whatnot. So like backups, what do they have here? Sync point, admin box, wait for van. I'm going to guess that means waiting for you to get somewhere else. So basically the same idea. There's an amount of time that actually has to be done. So, and in our experience, that we have seen a lot of disasters by either just people just doing stupid things or whatnot. Most people, when their computer is down or there's something like that in their business, they are out of business. They're losing thousands and thousands of dollars a second, hyperbole. But the more time that they're offline, the worse it gets. But if you have a backup of everything and you do it regularly, and that's actually part of your DRP, I mean, how often do you back up? Because like it could be, say, it's a late part of the month. Your image backup you only do monthly. You would normally do your image backup, say, day after tomorrow, but you do a data backup every week. So, and your computer crashed, and it's hosed as that. And that, by the way, is the technical term. That is some jargon right there.
Yeah,
hosed. It be hosed, baby. So you would do is you would do your image backup, then you do your data backup, restore, so that would only be out maybe a week of data, but you're not totally out, and basically you're not totally hosed. You're just partially hosed.
Correct. Two things I want to bring up is one with the data is you want to test everything out. Once you have a disaster recovery plan in place,
implement it.
You want to implement it in a test scenario. That way you'll know if where your weak points are in this disaster recovery plan, because of course you don't want to find those weak points in the real world when something
Larry
happens.
in the mailroom. He's always a weak point. Larry.
Larry boy.
Larry boy.
So again, what you want to do is create a list of what is required to have your business running.
Mm-hmm.
You will then want to take each one individually and figure out what you can do in the event that was not available.
Mm-hmm.
So say, for example, phone lines weren't available. Well, what are you going to do? Maybe it is switching over to a VoIP service, or maybe it is having another phone number in a different area. I don't know. But
maybe it's 2 dick cups and some string.
Or maybe it is not accepting phone calls. Maybe you'll be able to take text messages. So
exactly.
Things like that. Once you've developed that, you'll then want to set up the scenarios, and then even test it out. Like you're saying with the backups, you want to test the backup out to make sure there is data there.
Mm-hmm.
We've had numerous customers who thought they were backing up, and they really weren't backing up anything, or shortcuts, for example. Again, one of the important things is having an alternate site. Go to that alternate site and actually run your business for an hour or two there and see how that will work. Take a Sunday and do that.
Often that's what actually most of this comes from militaristic organizations, because if say Frontline HQ is taken over, you would go to the secondary HQ, which has everything that the first one has, but you just move everybody there because it's a more secure location.
If you think about it, once you have a disaster recovery plan in place, and you even have tested it,
yes,
and the way not only are you going to feel more comfortable, of course, in the event of something happens, it'll be one less thing you have to worry about.
Yes,
obviously, in the event of a disaster,
you got enough going on.
You got enough going on there. But also, once the disaster has occurred, you can actually be up and running. Your business is up and running
ahead of everybody else's.
Yeah. So if you've got,
say you're the sandwich shop and everybody else is still trying to, get their credit card machine up and running, but you already switched over to your backup. You're taking credit cards. You're selling sandwiches left and right. You are now the king of sandwiches in Lower East Mississippi. I don't know.
Exactly. So you've got less to worry about, and your business is up and running. Potentially could be even making more money, or not just even more money. You'd be able to do more things with your business to help out the area around you.
Yes, because if your business is a sandwich shop, you could actually, if your business is running the sandwich shop and things are working, your cutters are working, whole 9 yards, you could be supplying water, food, and whatnot to everybody. Then build the state later and make a nice, tidy sum. People actually did that.
Right. So that's important to know, and there are reasons behind this, of course. And this can go over into your home, too.
Yes.
If you're not able to go home, where's your family going to go? Is it a relative or a friend on the other end of town?
Yes.
What about clothes? What about food? What about your credit cards, your important papers?
Do you have, what about medicine? I mean, what if, say the whole 9/11 thing is people would have had, not gas masks, but dust masks. They would have, a lot of people wouldn't have had a lot of problems that they're having now with the things if they would have had stuff like that. The other thing also is that what about protection? Do you have, people are all scared about guns and whatnot, but do you actually have a way to protect yourself? Because during disasters, real disasters, not a power outage, but terrorist attack, or there's something that's happened. People, how should I say, they go ape crazy. I mean, they that's when people start looting and whatnot. You need to protect yourself, because it's not nice out there. So you have to think of these things also in your disaster recovery program. Say you do own the sandwich shop. I don't keep on thinking of the sandwich shop. I don't know. And you're thinking, well, you're in this area and people are going to try to knock you over. Do you have, in your disaster recovery program, is there a way to protect yourself? Things you need to know.
We'll be right back after this quick break.
Do you have a small business? Do you have a hobby that you want to share with others? You need your own website. It's not as complicated as you think. The website is much, much more than having a simple Facebook page. You don't own or control what you post on Facebook. Did you know that? With your own website, you control and maintain your own content. It's all yours. We here at Stone Mountain Consultants can help you from the start in creating your own space on the information superhighway. We can help you create your own domain, start up your website. We can even help you maintain it. Call Stone Mountain Consultants at 276-664-1476 or check out our website at smc.io. Again, that's 276-664-1476 or check out our website at smc.io. We'll be more than happy to help.
And we are back. We are the Stone Mountain Consultants. Yes, that's who we are. And this is the Tech Lunch Roundtable. And, Jason, what do?
We consult about stones on mountains.
Really?
Now, we consult for technology-related businesses. For example, really was computers. Now it's really anything computer-related or technology-related, I should say. Computers, tablets and phones, networking, websites, email. Email and websites are becoming a bigger thing now as more and more folks are waking up in that, a Gmail or a Yahoo or a AOL account just doesn't really work or look good when it comes to a business. And having your own website and even email address, if it's Keen Sandwiches, if you own a store of sandwiches, your website could be keensandwiches.com.
Sexist, isn't it?
Maybe available or not, I'm not sure. But then you can have an email with King Sandwiches in it instead of keensandwiches@AOL.com. So things like that. Wiring, big thing. More and more folks are moving away from wireless, finding out that it's not as good for you.
It's more hypey.
And the technology wireless is not necessarily good for your body. Plus, it's not that reliable. Wiring up your place of business, especially for a business, is more advantageous because it's less downtime. Again, wireless is like your cell phone, very spotty.
If your router's wireless thing is having an issue and you have 40 computers on it, well, you have 40 things that don't have connection.
There are bandwidth issues with wired. You don't have any of that stuff. So that's
I'm wired right now. I am so wired.
Wow.
Okay.
And then we also will do remote ins. You can easily fix issues with your computers through internet connection. We do have a forum on our website called the Tech Talk. It's still kind of new. More than welcome to join there. It's free. Mish and I usually hop in there. It's a quick way of, if you've got something rattling about on your computer you want to find out about, just pop in there, join up. Again, it's free. And then post a question or comment, and Mish and I, it's free advice. Mish and I will take a look at that, and even if you've got suggestions or comments on the radio show, you can go there as well. So all of our services are available under the services tab on our website. Backup is another one. An off-site backup, like Mish was talking about earlier, having an off-site backup
can save you a lot of issues.
Again, once you have this disaster recovery plan, backup or whatever, you can sit a little more comfortably doing your work because if something were to happen, you're already ready for it.
It's like insurance.
Right. People get a car insurance, they get health insurance, and why do they have that? Well, in case something would happen. This is the same deal.
I thought they were ripped off by insurance salesmen saying that, oh, you need this, but I've been healthy the rest of my whole life. No, you don't.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much. So I think that's it for us this week. And so we will check you out next week. And I don't even remember what the show we decided on was next week was.
I believe it's going to be security and passwords.
You got it. Security and passwords. Toodles, everybody.